I'm literally looking at the
Namaste, everyone.
Namaste. But I'm trying not to be. But I got a baby hatchling. She's with me, so we'll be okay. We're all right.
Oh my God.
Wouldn't it be so funny if this event was just all of us being so
Oh
excited
my
to be here?
God, thank you, Dina. I love it. Us dragon riders are ready. Us dragon ambassadors are ready.
Yes. All right. Namaste, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're having a playful beginning to this magical event. Let's see who is here right now. Welcome, Brenda Lees. Welcome, Julian. Welcome, Julian. Yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. Wherever you are watching from, let us know as we give everyone a moment to decompress, to come on in. If you don't have your notebook and your journal, if you do not have, those are two the same thing, I guess, your notebook and your journal. Uh-oh, we lost Dina. Seems like the dragons and fae are already at play.
Looks like.
She'll be back. Welcome, Samantha. Thank you so much for being here. We're just going to begin in a moment. Welcome, Troy. Welcome. Yes, we will be starting in just a moment. We've lost Dina, but we haven't really lost her. She's still here. I mean, also, like, she's still literally here. Like, I'm realizing that you all can't see what I'm doing right now. Moving the mouse, circling over Dina's face under the dragon. Here she comes. We got you back. This is exactly how high vibe it is. And this is why we give it a chance. All right, let's try that again. Namaste, everyone, and welcome to this beautiful dragon ceremony, bringing the dragons home to gratitude in honor of the Global Gratitude March. And I am so deeply honored that Queen Dina of the Dragons has welcomed myself and Raven to do a little gratitude takeover with this beautiful dragon event that she does on a regular basis with some beautiful souls. And it's all about gratitude tonight. It's all about connecting with your dragons, with yourself, with your guides. And, we just gotta do this all together for gratitude. And it's all leading to the special day. The Global Gratitude March is on Saturday, but this is Gratitude Week. And World Gratitude Day on Saturday, September 21st, we are going to be live streaming wherever you're watching this. Make sure you're going to YouTube, because YouTube is where we are going to stream live all around the world. And we will be in person in Astoria Park, Queens, New York. And you are welcome to join us from wherever you are, 10 a.m. Eastern Time to 7 p.m. Pacific Time, as we anchor this new wave of gratitude into the collective, which dragons have been doing forever. And Dina's going to talk all about that really soon. In fact, let's pass on to Dina. Open up this event and introduce yourself. I'm so honored to do this with you.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. So I am Dina of Soli Dina, also sometimes known as Dragon Dina. And, I've been co-facilitating a dragon ceremony monthly for about 2 years, since an opening ceremony that took place in Buffalo about 2 years ago. And I am a intuitive artist, mystic artist, channeler of dragons, Akashic record reader. And I really am here to assist with making dragons connections more accessible and more mainstream, if you will, so that we're all able to just come out with our dragon aspects. And it's like, yeah, I love dragons too. Let's dragon together and live harmoniously and be in our highest self, highest expression. So that's a little bit about me. So I don't know how much more time I have.
No, you're on time. You're crushing it. Raven, please introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Raven Myst. I am a certified quantum Reiki therapist and also a certified holistic wellness herbalist as well, and I'm an owner of Angelic Abundance, my Reiki therapist practice. And I am just very honored and very blessed to be here with both of these beautiful souls. And so very excited to bring in the dragons and the elementals and the fays, and just so much gratitude, everybody. So are you guys ready to fly on your carpet ride with the dragons and us? Because let's begin.
Yes, let's begin. And for those who don't know, I'm Jamie London Wollberg, and I am a leader of love. I am supporting others leaders of love, those who are in leadership positions, who have big missions and passion and purpose within helping the collective and all of the living souls on this planet, including this planet. I support within impactful spiritual experiences for corporate leaders and entrepreneurs just like this one. And my idea of fun is helping you get out of burnout. And I do it within the basis of Reiki and so many other spiritual modalities to bring you back into balance in your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual bodies. So if you are interested in learning more, I have a free call that you can see down below, and you can experience the self-love audit and learn more about yourself, because when we love ourselves unconditionally, we can love others unconditionally. And that's one of the reasons I love dragons so much, and an intention I'm putting into this event, this present moment, is that we are going to feel the unconditional love of the dragons. They're going to help us to remember that this is where we all come from. And I'm excited to know more about where we come from. Dina, please share with us the dragon story. I can't wait to hear it.
Okay, So I channeled this from the dragons a couple of days ago. And so many years ago, eons ago, dragons and humans lived in harmony. And at some point, something shifted and lots of fear arose. Many dragons went to different realms, waiting for the day the humans would be ready to coexist. Many went to a dark place. Many went to the heavenly realms, scattered across the universes, across the systems, galaxies, going into hibernation, and some turning into stone, a memory, so that one day when humans were ready and reached a high enough vibration, the dragons would start connecting with their human counterparts. And those who incarnated as humans and were dragons on other timelines, and they would start to come together and organize and create spaces where dragons, dragon riders, lovers of dragons can harmonize and raise the vibration of the earth, working with the animals and the plant spirits, the elementals, Mother Gaia, coming together for higher purpose. We are in that time now, and for that reason we can come together in gratitude to raise the vibration together in harmony, in love, birthing new ways of healing, collaborating, and creating different ways to create healing and other beneficial systems, so that we humans and dragons can become one for a higher purpose, reuniting with gratitude to begin again a new time of harmony. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's such a powerful story. Let us know if you resonated with Dina's beautiful channel of the history of the dragons in the comments. We are reading them and we are paying attention to you. Thank you so much for being here and for tuning in. I think it's time for us to start opening up this sacred ceremony in this sacred space. Before we begin, everyone have a notebook of some kind, or a notebook and a pen. Have some sort of art supplies that you might desire. It doesn't need to get complicated. It could be some music if you want to have your buds. Whatever it is to express, have that on hand. You're not going to need that this very second. You're going to want it very soon. So we're going to give a moment for everyone to gather your things. I have my notebook here. I'm very excited. I feel like it's very excited for more about dragons to come in here.
So exciting. Hi, everyone. seeing some familiar faces.
It's wonderful. It's
Yeah.
wonderful. Well, while they are finishing getting their things, do you want to start the ceremony and call in the directions? And
Yes, we can do that. So let's get that going. Okay. So now we are calling in the dragons from all directions. The north. Kurakaya na kurikaya na kati. The east. Shalawe kataya sawe sayanais. The south. Akura nekia kataya no kurani. In the west. Ushono ya taya saya. The dragons above, the celestials, and the dragons below in Middle Earth. The blue rose dragons and any other beneficial dragons that Raven and Jamie want to also call in. Oh, sorry, the elementals. Let me never forget.
can't forget the elementals.
No.
And if you're watching and listening to this, call in your guides and dragons as well. Even if you haven't met them yet, they're here to love you.
Yeah, and calling in my personal dragons as well. And then, so I turn it over to you, Jamie and Raven, to call in your dragons. Hey, you want to call in?
Yeah. Raven, go ahead.
Absolutely. I am calling in on the amethyst dragons to be with us at this time. Asakura sakarini sakaro sakapatita kisakaro sakamani sakata ushakapati kani sakadaku sakapatita. And I'm also calling in on the elementals to be with us at this time too, because we're gonna have some fun. Ushakari kisakapotika ni sakado sakapatika ni sakari karakura kapatika nasi karo sakapati nasakaro sakapatika ni koro kapatina ushakapatika ura kapata ni sakarai kokora kapati ashakari kita kari koka kasakatita ushitika.
I'm going to call in Akiba Chura, which is my dragon. I'm going to call in King Dravian, which is apparently a dragon aspect of me. I am calling in the Sapphire Dragons. I'm calling in Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Sandalphon, Archangel Mary, Archangel Zadkiel, Archangel Ezekiel, Archangel Shamuel, Archangel Samuel, calling in Buddha consciousness and the consciousness of Jesus and the Mother Mary. And everyone can just feel into these energies. We don't need to put stories necessarily on these energetics, these frequencies, these beings. Whoever you resonate with or do not is perfect for you. Just be open to the unconditional love that is coming to you at this time. Feel the gratitude. I can feel it. Can you feel it?
Absolutely.
And I meant to mention the rose dragons too. So
Yes, the rose dragons. Julianne says that she's already drawing. Yes.
The star mothers, the
Oh, yeah.
star
Oh, yeah.
elders, the star
We are so
grandmothers.
We were so
They are
insane.
really so with us right now. They want you to create. They want you to be grateful and dance and play and just be your sacred, true Trinity selves, and create, like I said. And just be grateful. Be grateful for you, where you guys have even come this far, and opening up to your galactic consciousness and your sacred ancient keys into your sacred knowledge, and just dive in and embrace your golden rays all around you.
I have definitely a message. Yes, Mike, someone did call you here. You have been called. You have been called, my friend. Ishkurunyatene, ishanariate, kambriatene, ungurutunyateshe, namyatene, ungurutine ashimniaretene, kuroya terene tene karatene. Our brothers are here of the sacred Minataka, bringing their dragons in honor of gratitude to protect this planet and to remind us how much gratitude is free and something that we can focus on, that we can practice on to raise our vibrations. So at this time, let us share things that we are grateful for. Dina, what are 3 things that you are grateful for?
Well, firstly, I am so grateful for being part of this with all of you here and all that this encompasses. I am so grateful for all of the dragons that are here with us now and have been with me since forever and a day. And I am so grateful for you, Jamie and Raven, for co-creating this amazing space with me.
That's beautiful. I'm grateful for you. Raven, what are 3 things you're grateful for?
I'm grateful for each and one of you, and I'm also very grateful for everyone that is embarking on this journey with us. I'm so very excited. My inner child is out, and I have a baby hatchling that she just wants to create and play in the phase. And also, too, here I go. Okay, I'm gonna, dragons from the Orion Nebula. The Elvins are literally guarding us and protecting us, and they, are always surrounding us.
The energy is so high right now. Mike says, my soul is of the highest of dragons. Much loves, and you're all amazingly awesome, and you are so awesome, Mike. We appreciate you. I am grateful to each and every one of you for being present at this particular time. It is so unbelievably significant, even though time is both real and not real. I am grateful for the ability to be alive right now. In general, that's always my first thing, is I'm grateful to be alive. Raven and Dina know every day, first thing. What are you 3 things that you're grateful for? I'm grateful to be alive. And I am grateful for dragon consciousness and that it has continued to exist, that they choose to continue to be here, and that our connections with them are so sacred that we continue to bring them from generation to generation to generation, from eon to eon and planet to planet. they are always here creating this beautiful grid light all around us and helping to make sure that we are safe. And the Fae are playing again. So we lost Dina again, but she will be back. You know, it's totally okay. The tech fun is here. Yes. Let's perhaps take this to the next level. So you're back with us. Can you hear
us? I'm cracking up because I did that by accident. I did that all, but gratefully things are flowing. It's just my fingers very funny.
You're totally okay. I think that it is in perfect flow. At this time, we are going to share our dragon stories, because some of you may not know that you have dragon stories, or maybe you do. Oh, Julian's calling in the pink dragon. Yes. I don't know why it's funny. They're showing up for me out of order. Sorry, everyone. But I am going to respond to all of the comments. I love that. Ooh, that's beautiful, Dina. Dina, how many dragons do you have? Tell us your dragon story in 3 minutes. I know it's a fraction of your dragon story. You had to bring it in and tell us how many dragons you have, because inquiring minds want to know. At least me and Raven want to know.
Okay, well, I mean, at this table alone, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At this table alone, I know that there's more scattered around the house. So back in about 2019, after having some healing, I looked up in the sky. I was doing a lot of healing, going to I had set the intentions of creating art with healing, and all of a sudden, after this healing that connected me with my higher self and Mother Gaia, I was then introduced to the Sophia Dragon Tribe, and right after being introduced to the book, I was driving and I saw a giant dragon-shaped cloud in the sky, and I mean, I could hardly look at anything other than this dragon in the sky, because I was like, am I seeing things? And then so I went to work, I went home, and I went into the store where I've been receiving Reiki for like a lot of Reiki, and right there was Diana Cooper's Dragon Oracle deck. So from there on, it's just been me. I started learning that I was a channel, a dragon channel, and a light language came in, and I had some sessions with someone. I had this amazing experience of breath work where the dragons were surrounding me and the universe was breathing and they were talking to me, and it was like, oh my gosh, what is happening? And so then I was brought a dragon channeler into my life that I wound up being having this amazing experience with them, that they gave me the guidance and my mission of the artwork and anchoring the codes and so much else that led me here and co-creating, these dragon experiences. So that's the shortest version I can do right now.
That was a great job. You did an awesome job, and I love all the dragons. And Diana Cooper, yeah, I mean, I've got several of her decks, including the dragon deck. It's one of my favorites as well. Raven, what is your story with the dragons?
Well, it actually, okay, for me, I was very wide awake as a child, and I was very, wasn't my imaginary friends, but that's what they're called. So I was always in my vivid imagination. They were always there, and also to my Fae guardians as well. So therefore, it wasn't abnormal for Raven to be one with them, because I felt such loving, immense energy and guarding me at all times, and it really got me through some things. But also too, how we grow up and life gets in the way, and well, this is what happened. So therefore, I took a workshop. Her name is Sabrina. It was a wild wilderness workshop for sisterhood, and basically, I tapped into my dragon Kundalini, and when I did, I had this deep meditation with my main guardian. My masculine one came in, and he gifted me an egg, a magenta pink and green egg, and I was just so in awe of that, and just telling me, remember who I am. And from then on there, I've always spoke light language when I was a child, but also too, you know how it was, you just, and there was no more. They were not going to let me not no more. And they're just like, release it and let it go. And when I did, I have ever since, and I've never looked back. I do light language. I'm a facilitator. It's what I do in sessions as well. But also too, I speak it for me every day, along with my Reiki, practice it every single day on myself. It has brought me so much healing, so much wisdom, and has really tapped into my galactic starseed DNA. And I'm just very honored, and I'm very privileged. And not to mention, I just got gifted with a baby hatchling literally just 3 weeks ago. So I am calling in the elders to help me train her as we speak right now. And her name is Trinity, and she is very flamboyant. She's very ornery, but she's just so got so much wisdom and so much to share with the Rainbow Warrior and the codes that are literally going and partaking with Mother Gaia right now.
I love that story. Thank you for sharing. My story with dragons, let's see. Well, as far as I can remember, very, very young, I was interested in dragons. It was just anything dragon that I could watch, that I could experience, that I could touch. I was all in. When the early pandemic days happened and Clubhouse opened, and I came on and found all of this galactic family waiting for me on Clubhouse to engage in all of these things, I activated within my light language and all these things after this big tri-awakening I had. And I started to hear a lot more about dragons and people having dragons. And then I ended up in the middle of the pandemic for several months in Santa Fe, New Mexico, in this really, really special property. And my channeling started to exponentially expand from there. And I started to channel all of these different entities and beings. And I discovered that 13 of my higher aspects had created a collective called the Light Collective, and that in fact, one of these beings was Akiba Chura, and that is my higher dragon aspect, who is a black dragon that transforms and shapeshifts into a rainbow dragon and is just a total love. Very masculine of center, but also very balanced, me very gentle. And it's just been an incredible journey ever since. Now I channel dragon light language and communicate with them in a whole new way, and we continue to learn, and I'm excited to learn more as we go through this experience together, because it says we're going through an experience and a journey together and individually, both out of this beautiful ceremony together, but also specifically in this beautiful ceremony. That's what we're doing here, wherever you are tuning in from. Brenda, what is Clubhouse? Clubhouse is a social media platform that allows you to do audio-focused events. And at the early pandemic times, that was when that came out, and it totally transformed everything. Somehow, it seemed like almost every spiritual person was on there, and we just found each other. I don't know. It was... There was something extremely divine about it, but I still don't really know how to explain it outside of just saying that it was completely divine intervention. It was as if I had no spiritual people in my life, and then I literally got on the platform and had everybody. I don't know how to explain it any other way. It was simply mind-blowing. I don't really use it anymore, but that said, there are people that are still certainly on there utilizing it, and check it out if it interests you.
Yes, I do. I have a house over there, Raven Myst Metaphysical Boutique, and I literally facilitate sound healing and intuitive guidance and check-ins bi-weekly over there, because it's much needed for all of us entrepreneurs, but also to just to energy check-ins, astrological energies as well, and happy full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces, everyone, and let's just embrace it.
Yes, let's embrace it. And so let's get into the gratitude creation. Dina, why don't you explain to everyone what it is that we're going to be doing? What is about to happen with this meditation and the writing? What are you about to guide us through? Oh no, you're muted. Oh, there we go. I got to unmute you. Go ahead.
No, I think it was me. So what I'm going to do is take you through a little bit of a guided meditation. And as you're listening and receiving, because there will be some light codes that will be sung to you that will be activating. I invite you to grab a pencil, pen, whatever implement you have. And I'm just going to show you like one example. I'm inviting you to open yourself to allow your dragon guides to move through you and assist you with guiding your hand to paint the energy of gratitude. So you can think of the things that you're grateful about. And even if it's as simple as drawing simple lines like a rose in a shape of a rose, you can add words, but you could just keep it really simple. But really it's about allowing flow and allowing your inner child, higher self, inner dragon to just move through you. And it's like a form of surrender and gratitude at the same time. So, and as I take you through this little mini dragon meditation activation, at any point that you feel like you want to move your body, or you want to sing or speak or draw or write, that creativity can really, because nobody's watching you, can be expressed in any way that feels good to you. And if you're in a place where you don't have the pens, you don't have the pencils, and you feel guided to just draw oracle cards, you can do that. I'm just inviting you to be open and allow yourself to go with it and see what opens up for you. So
I love that.
Any questions?
I'm excited. Not for me. Audience, any questions? Raven, any questions? Raven's like, I'm already starting.
Okay, so anything goes. And the thing is, before I forget, I want you to just take whatever judgment you think this is supposed to look like and just whoop, put it in the garbage bucket of your mind, okay? It's all beautiful because it's all coming from the highest version of you, okay? So with that, gonna do my best to keep this in a shorter time frame.
Well, we have time now. That okay. This is the this is the bulk of our time.
Oh, and I also want to invite Raven and Jamie that when the light language part comes in, if you guys feel guided to poke in there with some of your frequencies, feel free to join in, okay? All right. So I'm going to bring this through for you right now. Okay. Rose dragons. So I invite you to just settle in, take a few breaths, breathing in love, exhaling any resistance, breathing in gratitude, exhaling anything you want to release. Inhale love. Exhale anything else. Giving yourself permission to receive these frequencies that are only for your highest good. Inviting your personal dragon to connect with you. I invite you to imagine yourself on a pathway, and you're walking along, and actually maybe you're not even alone, and suddenly your dragon appears with you, and you're journeying along on this path, and you reach an opening of a cave, and near you there is an older man that appears, and this is Merlin, and he is here to take you to the cave of love where you will meet your dragon. And with excitement and anticipation, you keep following Merlin, and your dragon is with you, whether you see him or her or not. They're putting up a shield of protection around you to assist you with feeling safe and calm and excited in this moment. And you reach the opening of this cave, and you enter. You keep walking in, and there is a amethyst and lapis stone chair waiting there for you. And in there is also your dragon. And maybe there's more than one dragon. And somehow, as you're sitting in this chair, you feel the energy of this chair vibrating and assisting you with feeling calm, feeling love, feeling of an ability to be at peace and your highest, truest self. And you take a moment to breathe and take it all in. And Merlin gives you a scroll. And this scroll is ancient and has been waiting for you across timelines. And you open it up, and it has a special code in there for you to see, feel, experience. And you take it in a moment, and this code illuminates off of the scroll. And it's an activation for you to connect deeper with your dragon through the gift of creativity and creating worlds with your dragon. And you feel a sense of peace and gratitude, and you start to remember different timelines, perhaps different memories. And maybe at this time you feel your hand wanting to move in different ways. And I invite you to sit back and receive and gaze your eyes on your dragon, or close your eyes, whatever feels good to you, as you receive these creativity codes and codes of connection. They're about to come through. So wela 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 wekata wea kata wishia wata ya sawika tatara kura kata yakata ura kata ikata ura kata ora ka ikata ura kata ikikata tura taka ataka tura taka atakata ikikata. Clearing your field of any non-beneficial energy, any resistance to stepping into your true power, your true creativity. Clearing old stories around what art is about. Clearing any resistance to stepping into your true creative self. And as you sit space, maybe feel the dragon breathing on you. And from his breath or her breath, these are codes illuminating. You can see, feel, sense them going into your system and giving you maybe new ideas, new possibilities, new memories of delight and joy and bliss. And Jamie and Raven, if you want to join in at all.
Ishakuna sikatiko rosa kapatika nisa karuri. Sakararita, Ushakapatika no sakarapati, Ushakarapatika nisakara osakapatata, Ushakarabirika numa nisakararira, Ushakarabatita, Nasakararira kurakapatata, Ushakarabatita, Ush. One love. You're always, always, always cherished and loved. Whatever doesn't resonate with you, just completely let it go. Release it and let it go and go with the flow. Ushakaranina sakatita kurakapatata. Ushakasita tu sakarapatina. Ushakarai sakararira kurakapatita. Hinana sikatetati. Ushakapatata. Ush. Cleanse and clear. Namaste.
Angaratana sana corona metene karata hunyare ni anoya ne yo.
And I invite you to see, feel, experience any memories of things that make you feel ultimate gratitude, the highest gratitude. And just feeling and letting that energy radiate through your whole being. Through your whole being and over to your dragon, connecting heart to heart, feeling the oneness between you and all that is, knowing that all that you do and are is contributing significantly to the world that you live in and the power that you have to create your life with love and meaning and grace and gratitude. In your presence, your life is so important. Your creations are so important to the existence that we are in right now. So I invite you to take a moment and just let that juicy gratitude and energy from your dragons just move through you, and we'll start to leave this cave and handing the scroll back to Merlin to keep for you. And you say goodbye to your dragons for now. And as you exit this cave, that dragon, that lovely dragon that you just connected with, will shrink down and become an egg size and go into your hand and merge with you. Or it can stay as an egg form and you can put it in your bag however feels good to you. And you exit this cave and you go through a waterfall exit, being cleansed and cleared and extra activation of water. And you start to exit and go into a place where you see a chair. And this chair is like the chair that you're in right now. And you start to feel yourself sitting on it, connecting with your cords, your grounding cords. Starting to feel the energy going down through to Mother Gaia. So you're sending also gratitude down to her, sending gratitude up through your heart, up through your crown, your throat, your crown, your soul star chakra.
Solar plexus and sacral
Thank you.
chakra. You're so welcome.
Thank you.
You're
And whenever
welcome.
you're ready, if Raven or Jamie, you want to add anything to this before they wake up from this, feel free.
I also have a message for everyone from the Lady of the Lake, Merlin's counterpart. She wants you to know that you are loved unconditionally, and you are warriors and you are dragon ambassadors here, leading the whole of humanity into the ascension of this timeline as we are upon. You're fearless and ride out into the night. You guys are literally dragon riders, and I salute you, and I'm honored and very humbled to be here with you on this timeline. Namaste. And Hushakani Sakarauta Kapati na Sikaramuma ni Sakati, Hushakarira Kura Kapati, na Sakira Kira Kura Kamani Sakatita, na Sakaro Sakapati, Hishakararira Kura Kapati, Hush.
I have a message from the Violet Flame Dragons. Anything that you feel is a sacrifice, anything that you perceive to experience in suffering, hand it over to them. Hand it over to the Violet Flame Dragons to burn away these frequencies. So if you find yourself in this experience, to have memories arise that you are grateful to release, if you find yourself overthinking or overfearing or feeling abandonment, know that the gratitude is underneath and within, and you can release all of these frequencies, knowing that you have received the lessons, and the Violet Flame Dragons will burn them away, allowing for you to have an easier time feeling and finding the gratitude. Ara karashtedene, kurumanyetene, karande turutunye, kamretene anyatu, hrunyatanana, hunatanane, huranete. You are safe to release what no longer serves you. Who you are to be revealed is lovable, as you have always been lovable. Haskara kenetene, chromatene chunu, kuryatene anaratanyata. The time of limiting yourself is behind you, as time is always moving, and there are many layers and timelines in an infinite nature. You are able to release as you are always in the present moment. Akashanyata, kurumyatinene, kurutunyurutunyamashta, yiniramyate, yiniramyate. The circle of the violet flame dragons surrounds the entire light grid of our Earth, and they are preparing to cycle a cyclone of the violet flame to clear away all of these energies, all of these behaviors, all of these stories and timelines that you are ready to release. Kuryamate hanyarate na shanyarukunyane kamyaretine na. Allow for the energies to wash over you and away from you. We call in a complete realignment of your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies, a complete soul recall of the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual bodies, a complete soul recall of the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies, as you are whole and complete individually and within this collective. And so it is. Back to you, Dina.
So I invite you, now that you've soaked in all of that and released, I invite you to, if you haven't already, pick up your pencil or pen and just allow yourself, if you want to start with the rose or circles or just waves like the water, you can just let that pen go and just let yourself surrender to the flow with those different images. And who knows, maybe you'll even start just doodling and making shapes. I just invite you to listen to the music, listen to your body, and flow. And so, thank you.
Thank you. So we will give everybody about the next 20 or so minutes, and then we will tap on in. So let us know if you have any questions or comments. In the comments, we'll be looking out for them. And enjoy.
Some of you might like the concept of circles and just doing overlapping circles like a flower of life. And that's a really great way to expand and play.
I love circles.
Yeah, that's a great one to play with. And you can draw lines that connect between the circles. Just thought I'd throw that idea out there. And Raven and I are so connected too.
Very much so. I'm like, get it. I'm like, right? I love it.
Well, you know what? I was calling in the Star Mothers earlier, and I didn't say anything about that. And then you felt the Star Mothers with us. So I'm like, and all the things I forgot to say, you said.
Right? I was like, wow, we're here now. Absolutely.
Right?
Yes, the Star Sisters, the Seven Star Sisters, the elders, the great grandmothers. It's so beautiful. I love it. It just it's gorgeous.
And I want to add, there's no wrong way to do this. Okay, so it's about expression, not so much creating like a painting that you're going to show everybody. So I just want to put that out there. How y'all doing?
Star systems. I'm way out in the, you know. Same. It's crazy. You can't see it. It's like what in the won't let me.
We'll all share in the comments after.
Wow. Look at all those codes. That is beautiful, Dina. Beautiful. Beautiful.
You know, and I realized this is what I meant by like doodling. It's just like letting the pen just go all over the place and then just allowing yourself to just like play with the lines and just seeing what wants to come through. And then I also just remembered in the middle of this about automatic writing. And so that's another thing that people can do is you know, just write what wants to come through them organically without thinking, and letting the words that they're grateful for, you know, the words that represent what they're grateful for, to come through in any form that they want. And so even just water, you know, even if you're just grateful for like easy access to water, you know, and so I want to.
It is very powerful when you do. That's a great. I'm glad you brought that up. Through automatic writing, if they, you know, it's I do that all the time. You know, being channels and such. But it does. It comes with easy flow, and just if it doesn't make sense at that time, it's okay. It will. It will though. Just keep writing.
Oh. Well, you know, I wanted to say that this practice of like art is more about like letting yourself go and allowing the flow rather than trying to create any kind of specific thing, and just more like trying the energy and just letting the energy just kind of take over in a way, so that you're having fun and playful. And so sometimes just having an opportunity, just I'll stop talking, but just being an opportunity of just letting yourself draw without any need for interpretation. So
some of the best masterpieces are created that way, literally.
Say that again.
I said some of the greatest masterpieces are created that way, literally, when you just don't even think about it and just go with it.
Yeah,
it all comes from within. Just let it out on that blank canvas and just create.
Exactly. I'm so curious what Jamie created.
A lot. A lot. I'm definitely processing. So what I will share, visibly speaking, is
wow,
this piece right here. And there's a lot of writing and context, and I will provide context. But essentially, the upright version is this. And it was interesting because when I initially started, I thought, oh, like, I guess I'm drawing a dragon. And then they were like, no, this is, more like an hourglass. And I was like, this is a very interesting hourglass. It kind of reminds me of the curve of a dragon. And also it's open and there's this butterfly. And they were not really sure whether it was a butterfly or whether it was a fae. Initially, they were, really deciding. And then there's a lot of number codes and a lot of light language written here. Here, I don't know. It's harder to show close up when I can't really see the direction. But I had some key phrases here that led to a really big realization of, like, these things that you just, and then it's like on a next level version. And then you're like, wait, I thought I already figured this out. And then you're like, oh, this is deeper than what this is. Namaste and welcome, Sarah. Thanks for being here. I see you. And automatic writing. I mean, that's what I was doing. Yeah.
That's exactly what you were doing.
Anyway, and So, yes. So basically some of the words that are in here, really are, I started with, time, gratitude, prevails, peace, expansion, buildings, magic, dimensions, and then I started to think of extra dimensional, and that was when I started to have this really big breakthrough. So I realized I started to think about the wordplay and the meaning of when you look closer at extra dimensional. And I started to think about it. So I started to write all these different words, like versions of that, because I was starting to make sense of it. So it was like extra dimensional. I was like, extra dimensions, all. Extra dimension, all. We are multi-dimensional. We are multi-dimension, all of us. And so it came to this whole realization of, we talk about these extra dimensionals as if they are not us. And really what an extra dimensional is the acknowledgement that you are of all dimensions and you are of all time. One of the things that before I really got to this level of waking into my truths and how I feel about things, I just my autopilot response to people for a couple of years was, you are everything. And it was my way of understanding unconditional love at the time. I used to just tell people, you are everything. They had a moment of panic, you are everything. And I would it was a connection point where I would gaze in their eyes and I would say, you are everything. And some people would just start crying because I'm looking deep into their soul. And it's you are everything. We are. And so I came to this total awareness of the, back to the imposter syndrome, back to the abandonment. Sometimes to get to gratitude, we need to actually look at the biggest challenges and our deepest pains. That's how I found my way to gratitude when I was at my lowest of low, not having a party and wow, this feels amazing, I'm so grateful. No, it came from feeling like I had absolutely nothing, and really a loss of self. And it's funny because next to we are multidimensional, one of the last things that I wrote before I started the actual longer form writing, I wrote note to self. And it was it was literally, they were self. I was okay. And it was just sort of interesting because there was this balance of all of these words in here, time is irrelevant, and we are all dimensions of time, code on, code ing, all this wordplay of extra. It was sort of I could see almost how the coding was transforming the energy and what was being deprogrammed and reprogrammed. I even wrote tiger, white tigers, since I was young have been my spirit animal, one of my main spirit animals. Magical days, 10 10 444 222. So everything about starting over, the culmination of everything, the foundation of everything. 222 is all about the relationships and partnerships. And that is so much about what's happening right now in this, not just in this super moon lunar eclipse in Pisces, where the Pisces are incredibly intuitive, incredibly emotional, incredibly aware and empathetic with others. But in general, we have the Aries North Node and we have the Libra South Node. We are quite literally this year, so many of us have been leaning into shifting in our relationship to self. When we really shift our relationship to self, we shift our relationship to others. And I was sitting here, even in the meditation, it was I was frustrated because there was a part of me that was so present and so calm and so with the dragons. And I had this whole visual and I was there. And then there was another part of me that was processing through all of these other things. And these two parts of myself were arguing, for attention. And they were like, you are, you know, why aren't you being present? You set the intention to be present. And then the other one was like, we are being present. We're also processing a lot of things that are going on. And then I was like, well, wait a minute. This is the multidimensional thing. When we talk about being present, it doesn't mean that that is automatically the easy thing because that's our autopilot. Our autopilot as a soul is as the essence of source, God, creator, of unconditional love, whatever resonates with you, is to be present in an omnipotent way, like into expanding our consciousness and expanding where we are. We are actually present in many different infinite timelines and dimensions and all these experiences. And sometimes when you get to that point in your ascension journey where a lot of them phase through and everything is happening really fast, you don't always allow yourself to process and maintain being present with something. And so sometimes, you know, especially if things go boom, 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 like how they kind of can, right? It's like exciting, scary, exciting, scary, exciting, scary, and that thing happened, and this is happening, and this is happening, and suddenly I'm feeling something that I don't even know where this is coming from, because it's coming from a dimension that I don't even know that I'm on right now, right? All of this is happening at the same time. So the miracle is actually overcoming and choosing to be present is actually the biggest challenge, to choose to be present in one lifetime and in one moment. And that is part of being human, is the dichotomy and the paradox of having all of these emotions and being here to be emotional and having these emotions deeply anchoring you into different experiences to where you form attachments, and then releasing them all to allowing for all of these present moments to be present. And so the invitation of the channel is to consider what presence means to you. Consider, I actually wrote I wrote a question that came through. How can we keep present this time and others? What would it be like to be present infinitely? And the answer was release. Release and allow for all of them to be. Release what it means in your mind, the story that it means in your mind to be present. Because that's where the upset, that's where the pain, the frustration in terms of being present is, because you made present mean I am only focused on this one thing because this is the only way to honor this present moment and what is happening. And if I do not do that, then I am not present. And then shame, 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 and guilt, and guilt, and guilt. And my whole body is tingling right now. I start saying that. And so it's so much about the acknowledgement of, yes, we want to be present. Yes, focus and being able to experience something wholly and fully is beautiful, and it's relevant. It is an experience, but all of it is an experience. So if you are present with one thing, are you not present with another thing? No, like there's a part of your soul that's got that covered. And it's okay to have all these different experiences. It's okay for your mind and your heart to feel like it's splintering off into different thoughts and ideas. It doesn't mean that you care less. It shows how much you care. It shows how present you are to so many different things and so many different people and so many different experiences. I'm so glad this resonates with you, Julianne. Thank you so much for sharing that. And so I feel called to share a little bit more of what was in here. Some of this is private. I'm not going to be sharing it, but I do feel called to share more that is here. This code is important. Questions 542746.3. You don't need to know what that means. Just receive that. Dina, this is your new shirt, and the meme is
Roger Dodger.
Yeah, I love it.
Roger Dodger.
One of the things that
I keep pressing the wrong button. That's what it is.
Pressing the right button, though, isn't that the whole point of this message? Though,
yes.
There is no wrong button.
It's cracking me up.
I had this huge breakthrough, right? This is going to blow a lot of people's minds
Okay.
right now. This is like not a channel from here, but this I feel called to say now because this was a very vulnerable channel that I had a couple days ago. It was honestly one of the biggest breakthroughs of my life. Okay. When we are human children, our parents or the guardians in our 3D life of three, because the 3D, we're about to talk about sort of a 3D issue, right? Before you go anywhere or do anything when you're a kid, what do your parents say? Try going to the bathroom. Go to the bathroom. Are you sure that you don't need to go? All of this. And it becomes this urgency around, well, if I don't do this, then I'm going to be shamed if I have to go to the bathroom because I'm interrupting. I'm making things more difficult. I'm making things more challenging. And it is true within my health journey that there are certain, bladder type things, but it's also very true that a lot of us process spiritually, energetically, we process through the bladder. A lot of us release through the bladder. I'm one of those people. But this lately, it has gotten absolutely next level where unless I am deeply entrenched in something like this, I am just constantly going to the restroom. And what I realized in this moment I had the other day, I was like, what is it about this? I'm tired of this. I've got to figure this out. And I was like, when was the last time I went to the bathroom? 30 minutes ago. Well, what was I doing 30 minutes ago? I was about to start a collaboration call with someone new. Huh, interesting. Okay, what was the time before this that I went? Oh, an hour ago. Well, what was happening then? Oh, you were getting on this collaboration call for something else. And then I was like, oh my God, it's this whole story and narrative of being an interruption, being a burden, being some sort of problem because your physical needs are not happening on someone else's timeline of when they said it's happening in your own timeline. Now, here's how wild. Yeah, I know. This gets even deeper, Dina. This hasn't blown your mind already. I was my jaw was on the floor. I was sitting on the toilet. I was oh, hands in my hair. I was totally mind blown. So now let's think about this, right? And this is generational, right? This is generational. This is all around the world. This is not something special. This is every human has to go to the restroom, and especially those of us who are biologically female-bodied individuals. That is even more hard pressed because we need the restroom even more typically. And so it becomes more of a thing. The long lines, we know. I don't know why. Why are the lines so long? The point is that, you come into this mindset and suddenly one day you're 35, sitting there wondering, why am I peeing constantly and why am I so anxious about it? Because of being anxious of how you show up and interrupting. And so it became this thing of shame around, I'm going to feel embarrassed if I'm on a call and it's 15 minutes and I'm not honoring someone if I'm on this call and suddenly I have to go to the bathroom. And then it was Jamie,
Jane,
this has to stop.
quit thinking it, overthinking, Jane. Please.
Yeah, 100% overthinking. You've got to stop this. But then I realized, I was like, this is something I've got to tell. I've got to tell this to people. So I started telling all sorts of people. And then, I actually had a call with David. Shout out to David, who I think is still here witnessing this. I love you, brother. David is he's our gratitude of learning and development. We wouldn't be here without him developing and learning with all of you. And he's like, I'm going to go to the restroom. Is that okay? And I'm like, yeah, whatever. He comes back. I was like, he was like, did you notice that I went to the restroom? I said, honestly, no. I was reading this and the other. He said, exactly. Now tell that to yourself. And I was like, the student has become the master. And what I realized then was there is a programming that is deep in the collective consciousness around honoring other people in our elders who are navigating things timeline, and we take this with us into adulthood. And while there's practical, rational realities around, yes, it is useful to think about going to the restroom before you're, going into Manhattan traffic or on the subway when you don't know what's going to happen and things like that. But it's also not this kind of thing where you need to focus on this people pleasing of how you show up. And that was a lot of what my automated writing was, me facing how I was in, this event, wanting to be present and having this whole narrative around this is what it means to be present, and then shaming myself. And why was this all coming up? Because the dragons were like, we're burning this away. Like, imagine that you have a fire and you're throwing this into the fire. And it was really completely mind-blowing. I'm going to read this one little bit and then I'm going to pass on my share because I feel like this has been a long channel. But this is a channel. See, Julianne is like, I also resonate with that. Yes, I'm telling you, this is not just me. That was the thing. It's also like, to have a breakthrough for yourself is one thing. But when you realize something that is so deeply collective and no one is thinking about it until you're suddenly like, wait. And then it's, you're allowing yourself the freedom. So find ways to bring back focus and choose to focus in a comfortable way. Free yourself from the idea that you need to do this to navigate everything in that instant moment, and that you are present with many different timelines. This is advanced, and this is part of the process of ascension. So sometimes an experience of joy and gratitude comes with, after, or before sadness, because you're focusing on the experience of what was, other than the experience that what is. So choose the ability to think and to ground, and maybe you'll feel in that moment that you are present with all of these, because if you are not present with all of these and you choose to shut this off, you are going to feel incomplete, because the wholeness of who you are is everything.
Wow.
That was a powerful journey.
That's Eureka. Eureka!
I just wanted to share something. So Sarah that showed up, she is the woman, friend, soul sister that met me in Buffalo, that got me started on the dragon ceremonies. So it's so amazing. Full circle. Thank you, Sarah. And Julie's my local soul sister that we are collaborating on a major art project here in my area. So it's like so amazing, to have them here. So I really wanted to just shout out, because it was Sarah that got me started in Buffalo and drove from like 9 hours to Buffalo to meet me there so I could be initiated to start this dragon ceremony journey that led me to be with you now here. So, and that where the original story came from, that I got inspired to, channel my version of it. But anyway, I just, I'm going to keep my share really short. But that's another thing. I like to keep things really short because I'm always worried about taking too much time from other people.
And that is why I literally just channeled this for everybody, Dina. You're
exactly.
And I'm catching myself. I'm like, whoa, I don't have to do that anymore.
No.
So we have time. We have time.
Yes.
We have time.
The thing of it is with that was like time of the essence. Time is, time of the essence. And literally when we say be in the now, that's really all we have. Literally is to be in the now. And just come back to your center, because you're coming back home to your true self,
Yeah.
I just wanted, I did a lot today, so I'm just gonna, listen,
I love it.
I don't know if
That's
you can see it.
I see it. It's gorgeous.
This was some codes. Honestly, I don't really know what they are.
I sort of do. Remind me, I don't have it on hand. It's over in the other room. But remind me, like, just send me a picture of this and be like, remember, this is your reminder to show me the light language codes that you did that are like this, and I will.
But these are a lot of codes that I do. They're like what I'm getting right now is actually Palladian.
Yes.
Thank you. So
Okay,
I
yeah, I get that. With
okay,
the
cool.
with the star sisters and the star mothers, that's the Pleiadian star system with Archangel Michael Aldebaran. That's in the Taurus constellation. Absolutely.
Mm.
Yep.
Boom.
Boom
You see,
shakalaka.
boom shakalaka. And
Right.
I'm getting Grace, inner temple, finding the core key within, anchoring
Mm.
down, opening up. All is yours. Yours is all.
That reminds me a lot of that channel that I gave to you that day that you came to the room. Doesn't that remind you of that?
Oh my God. That was a really deep channel. That I want to, can I listen to that again?
Yeah. Gosh, did I save that? Well, it's in minimum. It's gonna be. I definitely sent it to you. Hold on. That's just a two. That'll take me 2 seconds to pull up for
Oh
sure. I can
yeah, but
definitely.
I'm like in like you know what I mean. Like right now, I remember the chat. I don't remember everything about the channel because I'm in here now, so it's like that. But what I can say is something that you said earlier about we are the universe and the universe is us. Like we are everything and everything is us, right? In the beginning of my dragon journey, and I talked about the breath work that I went to this breath work scenario, and I was lying there, and it was right before I met Brandy, my dragon channeling friend, and I was lying there, and the dragons were around me, and I'm seeing through my third eye, I'm seeing the stars like pulsate like a heartbeat, right? And I all of a sudden I hear in my inner, my inner here, clear audience, um you are the universe and the universe is you. And something in what you just said when you were channeling reminded me of that experience, how we're all so connected, and it's like we are everything and we're nothing. It's like we're the all and we're the none. It's like that anyway. Raven. I'm sorry, Jamie, what
Yeah.
did you want to say?
Oh no, you.
Good.
I found it. I found it for you. Protect who you are and who you are being. Be who you are and see who you are becoming. Free who you are and you'll be free to be who you are, as who you are becoming is you.
I gotta print that out so I can look at that every morning. Thank you.
This is the
You're
star
so
mothers would
welcome.
say. This is the star mothers would say. Alakash Alakin. I am you, you are me. The sacred trinity.
Mhm.
Oh, you just
Hmm.
put it there. Yeah.
I did.
Yes, I
That's
did. I did put it.
that's a beautiful, powerful message. And it's awesome that the synchronicities are just full circle right now, and it's beyond grateful. That's just
Mm,
totally beautiful. It's amazing.
yes. Raven, what would you do? You have anything that you would like to share from your experience?
From my experience, oh my goodness, I had the most wonderful, beautiful, flowing, free flowing, and just, I'm just so beyond grateful. Um, Practicing the art of gratefulness every single day. Just be grateful that you're alive, one breath, taking your breath. Every day I wake up, I'm like, every day is a good day. It is always going to work out for me, no matter what it is. It's a part of life. You're here to enjoy it, not to be like, army ants and go, and I have to do this. Do you really have to do that at this time? Just like Jamie brought up, that's exactly why the dragons brought it to him. Burning candles at both ends constantly all the time, especially when you have family and just, your job 9 to 5, everything. It's so much. It's just so much. You have to honor yourselves. You cannot be there for other people and be one with your clients if you do not balance and literally balance out your energy. And if you cannot, quit depleting yourself and just, you deserve to rest. And now more than ever, it has been Virgo season to go into that hermit mode, to practice that self-care. We're fixing to be in Libra season. We need to balance out our relationships, not just everybody else, but relationship within the self. When you balance your relationship within yourself, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially, everything else just falls into place.
Yeah, it really, really, really does. That's a beautiful message. I'm so excited about this experience. It's been so amazing. Does anyone else, anybody who's watching, want to share what your experience was? Please let us know, and let us know if you have any questions. Do you have questions about your dragons, about dragons in general? Do you have questions about anything regarding your experience? What has come up for you? We are here to answer them. We are ready.
Did you see your dragons in that guided meditation?
Oh yeah.
Can I ask?
Yes.
No?
I saw King Dravian on my left, and I saw Akiba Chara on my right side, and the dragon that was present there. It was funny. The dragon was on the throne. It was like when you were like the small chair, and I like see this huge throne, and the dragon is like this tiny little throne, and this huge dragon was like this deep purple, and that was the violet flame dragon that was there, and that's where that message came in. It was super, super powerful. And I definitely went somewhere at some point, because I remember you saying, and then hand Merlin the scroll. And the moment you said that, I was like, wait, was there a scroll? I don't know where I went for a minute there, for a while. And I also, just like I said, it was as if I was living so many different, it was almost as if they allowed to expand and splinter off the timeline, so that way I could process many different things at once. And it needed to come up. And I think that was the whole point of the channel, was it was almost like the more present I wanted to be, the more that they were like, you are resisting this, because we are trying to show you this pattern and teach you the truth about what it is to be present. There's no reason for us to be pressuring ourselves. It's just another layer of masking. And to me, I felt like this was what's coming. It's interesting, because immediately the first thing that came to me was this. It was that was the final unmasking, and it was the final straw, the final unmasking. And the moment as I heard that, there was, my ego was like, how was it? And it's it's not even about that. It doesn't matter, in the same way that it doesn't matter whether this was your first incarnation on Earth or whether this is your millionth incarnation on Earth. It's not relevant, because it's all relative to what you're choosing to pay attention to and what you feel called to focus on. And it's all about what you feel called to focus on. I've been practicing doing a lot less of saying, well, I'm getting distracted. It's no, I'm feeling unfocused about this one thing because I'm feeling focused about this other thing. And instead of automatically resisting, like Raven was saying, and being well, I have to do this right now. It's sometimes things changed. I had a very different plan than what happened today outside of this. This is going extremely well. But outside of this, I had a very different plan for my day. And, my feathers were ruffled about it until, and it's now I feel so much better about it. I got the message, and I feel so grateful that everything happened exactly how it needed to. And I trust that whoever knew better, whether it's all of my 13 higher aspects, or whether we're going even more meta to source, doesn't matter. It's all going perfectly. It's all going exactly how it needs to go. And so yeah, And if someone is watching this or listening to this now or in the future and you didn't see your dragons, that's okay. Listen, we all have different clairs that are activated, and maybe you're new to activating your clairs. Sometimes we don't get a visual. Sometimes it's a feeling, right? We feel warm, or we feel tingles, or suddenly we feel joy or protection. Suddenly we feel warm in our heart chakra, in our heart space. Sometimes suddenly we feel cold, like it's like the ancestors came in and we feel the change in the temperatures. Sometimes we just feel like, oh, why did I just think about that? And it's like, oh, that's a little, message for you. It's like, oh, well, why are you thinking about that? Or maybe the better question is, or a different question is, why weren't you thinking about that? In realizing where we are unfocused and all the different things that we feel called to focus on, we actually find what we truly care the most about. And in acknowledging that we care about so many different things and so many different beings and so many different ways of being, it's okay to have this multidimensional experience. You didn't come here to be human and erase everything else that you are. You came here as everything that you are, as human, to have this experience. So if that resonates with you, let us know in the comments. And again, let us know if you have any questions. But I feel like Dina has a card. Did you pull a card?
Yeah. Well, I pulled 2 cards earlier because I was like, I drew so much. I was like, okay, I got to do something else. So the first card I pulled was Rapture. Sensuality, love, devotion, romance, ecstasy, pleasure. And
you were in my mind.
And I'm one with all. And the second card was Trust the Seasons. Embracing change, cycles of life, transition, growth. And I feel like everything is existing all at once. And, it's just, but I also want to give Raven a chance to share anything else that she wanted to share. And because we still, before, we close the circle. Not that I'm in any rush. I just want to make sure. I feel Raven wants to say something.
I had the animal spirits called out, right? And this is like so in sync, because it literally is an electric eel spirit, and it's bring your ideas to life. Come on now. And it's got the flower of life, literally the same thing that's behind me. That's what's behind, like literally. It's just so beautiful. And
oh my gosh.
Like, it's harvest time. It's harvest time. Everything that we have worked so hard for in these last few months and have put all this work in, it's time really to just breathe and receive. Breathe and receive, and just be.
I mean, I feel like with this, just being in a feeling of gratitude, of just like feeling like so yummy, that yumminess, the yumminess of being here, and for all of those that came later, you can, or at any time, you can always rewatch this and come back to it and see what happens the next time you watch it and experience it, because maybe next time you might want to do writing. Maybe next time you feel more of your dragons. Like, this can be a place to come back to and write about what you're grateful for. There were so many things like to touch on this time that like it went perfectly. And I was having these moments where I was sitting there and drawing, and I felt like my dragons were talking to me like, everything is working out perfectly, Dina. Everything is good. You can relax. Let them just enjoy this time right now. Like, and like, just, it's all good, Dina. Go with the flow. It's all good. So like they were keeping me going, and because I'm still human. I still have that human part of me that's like, ooh, gotta check in. Anyway, Yes, sir.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's fine.
No, I was just raising them up.
I love that.
You
I want to see
please
what
finish
you
yours.
got.
Yeah, okay, so here's what's funny is because I was like, okay, what is the message that you have for gratitude for us? And the message that I heard before the cards even fell was honor thyself. And it was about, as bring it back to being grateful for the self. And then I was like, okay, like we have a few minutes left, like one quick message. Every time I say one quick message to an energy, it automatically it's like, let's give you 10. And it kept dropping out piles and piles of cards and everything. And then I was like, by the third time it happened, that's when this happened. And I was like, fine. And we cannot make up what fell out of here. That is total confirmation of everything that we've been saying. Because also it looks like we don't have any questions. So we might as well, I think people are in receiving mode, which is all about the harvest. And let's not forget that the day after World Gratitude Day and the Global Gratitude March is the 22nd. We're talking about the fall equinox and what meanings can we find there from resonating with the fact that we just came out of a really big period of retrogrades, especially with Mercury in retrogrades. We're going into Libra season. We've got the Libra South Node, all of the change of seasons with our relationship and with others. It's a powerful time, and it's also about reaping rewards, right? The harvest. It's about abundance. It's about the abundance of the lessons. What are you receiving as you make space by releasing what is no longer serving you, those who are not in alignment with you anymore, projects that you're completing in chapters. So get this. So 3 of the cards fell face down, and these 2 fell face up. We have the Silver Lunar Dragon. You're going to laugh. Both of you are going to laugh, especially because you both know these cards well enough. Okay. The Silver Lunar Dragon, which I always associate with feminine energy, but it says bathes you in divine feminine light, come into balance and practice peace, harmony, and cooperation, expand your causal chakra. What did we all just spend this time doing and talking about? The Source Dragon. And again, we have that infinity symbol, like my open hourglass that came through, right? And the Source Dragon attunes you to the infinite. Be still, the silence, magic can happen, be in the moment. Like, is this not everything we were just talking about? Okay, then we have these 3. We had the Royal Blue and Gold Dragon. I know, Dina, can you believe it? Coming out, strengthens you to stand in your power with wisdom. No. Awaken to your own majesty, wear your cloak of power with pride. Even the fact that it said, like, honor thyself felt very regal to me. Then we have the Golden Solar Dragon, which is different than the Source Dragon. Looks very similar, I know, but it is different. It says, helps you stand in your masculine power with wisdom. Let your DNA be reprogrammed and light codes activated. Become an inspired leader. So we literally have the divine feminine, the divine masculine of source power coming into that wisdom, honoring the self. And certainly, last but not least, the Fire and Water Dragon coming back into, and again, open infinity, water and fire. Yeah, there's the water. We have the balance, right? The yin and the yang enables your life to flow with loving force. Prepare for change and to move forward quickly. Expect the unexpected and have fun. I mean, it couldn't have been more on the money than it was.
I love that. And I have fire and water right here. I have the bowl and I have the fire. And like, as we close the ceremony, I'm just going to send all this gratitude energy that was from all of us into the water. That's going to go back down. I'm going to bring it back outside and put it in Mother Gaia. So just bringing that all together. But do you guys feel like you want to close the circle?
Let's close because we have I want to do reminders for the March and the other events that we have coming up, like Mine and Ravens, but we also have tonight. We have actually at 9 p.m. we are going to be doing the final Cultivating Gratitude room on LinkedIn. That's an audio only room, so everyone can tune in and share your gratitude.
Oh, awesome. I love that. to make sure I don't accidentally leave the room again.
Yes, no, don't leave. So let's definitely close it out. Sending love to you, honey. Thank you so much for tuning in. Namaste. So yeah, let's close the circle. And for those of you at home, while Dina's guiding us and we're all guiding in through and closing the circle, whatever way resonates with you to also clear and close out the energy, sending the gratitude, sending all of the energies home. Make sure that you are your wholeness and complete self, that you're not attaching your energies with other people, other beings, and other things. We are all one, but we are also having our individual experiences, and that is very important for us to have. It's why we're here, and it's part of how we help each other continue on. I mean, like, imagine if the whole collective was sick at the same time. Like, look at how the pandemic happened, right? Like, this is, even then, not everyone got sick, right? Because the whole team can't be benched. You know, we gotta take care of each other. So yes, please, Dina, lead us in closing of the circle.
Okay, so we thank all of our dragons, all of our personal dragons, our dragon guides, the dragon riders, the blue fairy dragons, the elementals, all the dragons of the highest that came to be with us. And I invite the dragons of above, the celestials. Thank you very much. The dragons of inner earth, the dragons of the roses, the dragons of the elementals, the dragons within, and the dragons of the south. Thank you. The dragons of the west. Thank you. The dragons of the north. Thank you. The dragons of the east. La Corania, wea, wesa, wesa. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And I ask all of you to thank the dragons that came in for you. And we send you back to your realms, back to where you realm and love and sing and be with us. And thank you very much for this container, this love and safety and gratitude, and giving us so many things to be grateful for: the empowerment, the sovereignty, the alignment, the miracles, the magic, the creativity, and anything else that everyone else wants to share that I'm not thinking of right now.
Dance and
Go
sing
ahead.
and
Go
play,
ahead.
and just fill yourself with peace, love, joy, and prosperity with every breath you take and every step you take, because you earned it, you're worth it, and nothing else matters but you. Just be you.
We're thanking the Sapphire Dragons and sending them home. And we are thanking the Violet Flame Dragons and sending them home. And all of the archangels that we called upon, and all of the other divine ascended masters and energies. And of course, any of these benevolent energies that are meant to be with us and protect us, do so from a safe distance. And we are sending all of our energies that are no longer serving us to be neutralized with unconditional love into the void and back into the collective, so that everyone will get the lessons that they are here to get, and everyone will have the experiences that they came to receive and experience. And we are calling in our wholeness in light of our individual selves, having a complete separation that is healthy. Nothing is truly separate, but a separation in terms of attachment from a human experience perspective. We are individual and whole and complete beings, and we have a complete soul recall in the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual bodies, the complete soul recall in the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual bodies, complete soul recall for all that have participated, will participate, are participating, have participated already, complete soul recall of physical, mental, emotional, spiritual bodies. And so it is.
So it is.
So it is.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And also,
Thank
too,
you.
always go back with the amethyst dragons or whatever dragons and take it to the crystal caves. take you right to the crystal caves.
Yes. You can always go back. There's
Mhm.
always a way, or even maybe you're not going back, but you're going, you can just bring yourself back. I mean, oh gosh, how do you say that a different way? See, that's how deep the programming is, right?
You can
But
return. You
You can
yes,
return.
return,
Return.
yes.
Or revisit.
Return.
Revisit, I love that. Return and revisit, yes.
You
You
can
can
always
return
revisit
and
no matter what.
always. And you can
Always.
always call them back in. Always call them back in. They're never not with you. They're always with you. So speaking of always being with you, as our collective is always together, let us continue to celebrate this gratitude week. So at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time, we are going to have half an hour of Cultivating Gratitude, which is a audio-only room on LinkedIn. If you go to my LinkedIn, Jamie London Wollberg, or some of you who are already watching that on LinkedIn, or if you go to actually probably the link, they're probably down in the links here, you can actually access a link to that and join us to share your gratitude. It's amazing to share gratitude in that space. Raven can definitely speak to that. Dina, I think you've been as well, have you? Yeah.
Absolutely. It's
Have you been? It's amazing. And then
powerful room.
tomorrow, it's very powerful. And tomorrow, I am so excited about being back together with Raven. We were doing the Daily Light, and we are going to be making some major announcements about changes with that tomorrow. But for those of us who have missed us, we will be there 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Time for half an hour. We're actually going to talk to you and explain to you what we're doing, what is happening. And we're going to bring you a lot of light language in order to continue and anchoring in more of this gratitude and practicing gratitude. So that is a receiving space. There is nothing that you've got to do other than show up. So you can, wherever you're watching this, you will be able to see that. And then, of course, on Saturday, we will be coming back together in many different forms. So if you are going to join virtually for the Global Gratitude March, 10 a.m. Eastern Time to 7 p.m. Pacific Time, which is 7 a.m. Pacific time. Sorry, 10 a.m. Eastern Time to 7 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 7 a.m. Pacific Time to 4 p.m. Pacific Time. You can join us on YouTube and from wherever you are, or you can actually find a watch party. You can start a watch party. If you are here in New York, you can join us in Queens. We are going to be at Astoria Park on the Great Lawn for that duration. It is going to be amazing, and we are going to be engaging with our live stream. It's going to be like tonight, very interactive. We've got a lot of different things going on. And then simultaneously, if you are in Scottsdale, Arizona, you can go over to meet with Reverend Lee and his congregation. They're going to be doing gratitude exercises at the Spiritual Center of Living, and then they are going to be on the big screen. They're going to be joining into the live stream as well. And then Brenda Lee Acosta is doing an amazing Let's Breathe gratitude, which I'm super, super excited about. Just overlapping with the initial half hour of the Global Gratitude March, that's going to be at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time for half an hour. And you can join in on, I want to say, Facebook and LinkedIn Live. And she is going to be there to guide you through some incredible breathing for gratitude and lead you all the way over to YouTube or wherever you are. So it's going to be an amazing, amazing, amazing journey. And remember that gratitude is always there for you. It is always happening. It is always possible. And it's something that costs nothing. You can always be grateful for one thing. And just because you're grateful doesn't mean that suddenly everything else erases. You are allowed to feel and process all of your feelings and your experiences. Gratitude just simply helps you to make it that much easier and to raise that vibration, because what we think and what we feel is what we believe. That's how we behave, and the cycle goes on. I cannot thank Dina and Raven enough. Again, Dina, thank you so much for allowing us to participate in this way, in this experience. It was so unbelievably valuable, and I really hope that people continue to follow you and reach out. Again, I've been switching the banners around. If everyone's caught that, but I'm going to put, again, Dina and her art. You can view that there at her link tree. We also have for Raven, you can book a session and learn more at her link tree. And then you can connect with me and book a free unconditional love call to experience the self-love audit at this link. And you can learn more also about Wake In general and about the Global Gratitude March at wake-in.com. And we look so forward to continuing this journey with you. Dina, do you have anything more that you'd like to share, Raven, before we close out?
I was going to say I also offer private creativity sessions and intuitive art experiences that are a lot, that like this was what I did tonight was like a mini version. So if, but yeah, definitely thank you for sharing my link tree so people can get to know the different offerings and see my art and see what else is available. And I forgot to mention that I'm also an author, so they can see the different books that I have co-wrote in the LinkedIn. So yeah, stay in touch. I'd love to connect. So thank you everyone for being here. I feel so honored and just so grateful and humble. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. Raven, would you like to say some parting words to our beautiful collective?
Yes, I just want to say that the dragons, your elders, your spirit guides are very, very honored and very, 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 very proud of each and every one of you and how far you've come. Don't stop. Don't stop. Keep going. You've made it this far. You made it this far. Give yourself a big round of applause and give yourself a big hug. And namaste, beautiful souls. Love a stay and namaste.
I love that.
Love a stay.
Yeah, love a stay. I love
You've
that.
changed my life. You've changed my life. I mean,
love
you'd already
you both.
changed my life, but that was amazing. I'm going to be fixating on that for the rest of the evening. Love a stay. My God. My life is never going to be the same.
Oh, and Jamie, I forgot to tell you, one of the first dragons I brought to the table is my sapphire dragon.
Oh, wow. I love it. I love that. He's so beautiful.
And the violet flame. I'm not kidding. It's like
she's not.
There's so much. I'll take a picture of this and I'll send it to you so you can see my little I guess what do you call it?
Dragon altar.
Dragon altar.
Yes.
And the andaras. There's andaras here too. So, and rose petals. So it's like, anyway, I could go on forever. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you both. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much to Honey and Julian. And thank you to Sarah and Brenda. And thank you to Courtney.
Alex was there.
Thank you to Mike. And thank you to Samantha. And thank you to Brenda Lees. And thank you to David and Satori with Abby. And who else? Thanks to Ken and Erica. I'm like looking at all the people that showed up. That's what
my God.
I'm thinking. Yeah. So I'm seeing that in the comments and everything. There's definitely things to respond to. So thank you, everyone. Please keep being grateful. You are worthy of gratitude. And we are so grateful that you are choosing to be here. It is not a coincidence. It is not a mistake. It is a choice. And the dragons are showing you the free will that is truly within you. I love you all unconditionally. Thank you so, so much. And I look forward to seeing you in hopefully the next 17 minutes. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
Thank you. Love a stay.
Love a stay and namaste. Love a stay and namaste. Beautiful souls.
Changed forever.